Welcome back to Bark River. That sounded so cheesy,
That
didn't
was
it?
so cheesy.
You bet it's round number 8.
You've done that a couple of times.
Yeah, of TORC, the Off-Road Championship, presented by Amsoil. Katie did. Kate Osborne. I'm Robbie Floyd. Glad you could be a part of it, and we want you to be a part of the racing action here. But if you weren't here in person, let's show you how it went down in round 8. Pro Lights. Where's Kyle Kleiman? He's the series points leader. The man can do no wrong. He's the 42 back there in the back. And, yeah, things were okay, but they weren't okay for Sean Morris.
27 rollovers for that 27 truck.
Were you making that up?
No, that was like a true fact.
Chad Rayford, the 29, he was up there in front for a while, but there's what happened. The 42 goes around, and he's out of the race effectively. But Cody Kleiman stuffs her in there on Chad Rayford. Rayford didn't want to back down.
The main thing that Cody Kleiman was working on today was trusting that truck, and you could see that he was starting to trust it. He was doing a couple of different things that we hadn't seen him do before. He's a driver that has confidence, and it's changing his driving style.
As my buddy Grant Langs would say, Cody Kleiman went round the outside. Rayford would drop back to second. Kleiman on those Maxxis tires. Rayford on the Kinda. But look, when we had that comp caution, things tightened up, and once again, Sean Morris, instead of rolling over, he rolls around in circles. And again, he gets on 2 wheels.
You know what, though? You would think that he would not have anything left in the race, but get this.
You would think it wouldn't be his day, but it is Cody. It is Cody Kleiman's day. He takes his first ever win in TORC. Second goes to Chad Rayford, and yeah, even though Sean Morris, he made a lot of lowlights, not the highlights today, he still finishes in third.
You know, Cody Kleiman, that was a race that meant so much to him. Yep. It was so neat to see his whole family celebrate, see the entire crowd. I mean, it didn't matter if you're a Kleiman fan or not, or you're related to them. You wanted to see him win that.
The Ponzi peeps were in full effect. Now let's take a look at the Pro 2-wheel drives. It was in actuality our last race of the day, but Luke Johnson was out to prove a point. But Brad Lovell was trying to prove that his engine could last the entire race.
And Andrew Carlson was there to prove that he was meant to be racing in Pro 2. There was a lot of proving.
Yes, there was. And you know what? Another guy to look for was Mark Peterson. He was out and near the front almost the entire time. You see Brad Lovell spin around. Carlson gets collected into him. But Peterson, I mean, he was throttled down, gets a little wide here, and Luke Johnson just took advantage.
And Luke was there as well to capitalize on those little mistakes, and then he had to be mistake-free, unlike Brad Lovell, who unfortunately couldn't get what they came back and said it had an issue with oil. But
another motor issue for Brad Lovell, no issues for Andrew Carlson. He would come across and take second. Third would go to Mark Peterson, but his second victory of the year, LJ14, Red Bull on top here at Bark River.
That was a big celebration. Look, he knows how to spray that champagne.
Papa Ricky was here. He was cheering him on,
awesome.
you know, after the race. Of course, he couldn't do it because he was also broadcasting the race with us. But new faces, old faces on top of the box here at Barker. It was a great day.
It really was, and I think Andrew Carlson, he said, you know, we're all strong competitors here. You had Luke Johnson, who was celebrating like I don't think I've ever seen him celebrate before. It was Mark Peterson was stoked about his third even, so it's a good race.
We still had one more race.
I love it. It was a great race, too.
Roll Pro 4s. Let's take a look at what happened there in Pro 4s. Starting on pole, Chad Hort. He lives right down the road in Felch, Michigan. Ross Hook. Oh, Ross gets into it. Not so good. He and Johnny Greaves get into it. But, hey, Scott Douglas was fast for a while again. He gets passed by Chad Hort. You see C.J. Greaves rub it in there.
You know, Scott Douglas is one of those guys who's really dealt with issues every single race. He needed to be cut a break. He needed a break. He did. And he didn't quite get one.
Johnny Greaves getting in there again on the inside here. That was the last spot. And again, more contact from Scott Douglas. But he kept fighting. He would eventually finish third. But Chad Hort, he was up front. He was trying to win this thing. He was strong until he wasn't. What happened here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And then, boom. Barrier. That was a hard hit. He did say he was okay. He didn't feel like it was anything other than just you know, damage to the truck. But
did somebody throw a grenade? Because I'm seeing a lot of shrapnel out of that right rear of Johnny Greaves. The checker flag comes out for CJ. He makes up 6 points on Dad. Now they are tied for the championship. Keegan Kincaid, a strong finish. And you know what? Keegan Kincaid might have won that race, but his window net fell down.
Disappointing.
And the rules say the net has to be up. They pulled into the pits, put it back up. He took off. If he would have lost that second place spot, Keegan Kincaid might have won this race.
You know what he was saying? That he finally felt like the truck was set up well. He just wanted that race with no issues, and yet again, he didn't have that. So I do think he's going to be contender in round 9.
Shut her down. We are finished with Bark River. You know what?
I'm sad.
You know what's next?
Yeah.
Red Bud.
I haven't been to Red Bud, and I'm stoked.
Red Bud.
Let's do it.
Katie Osborne, Robbie Floyd. We'll see you there.
See you next time. Can I have your drink? No. I didn't have one earlier. You're not even sharing?
Mm-mm.